Tonight, we're investigating the meteoric rise of a performer who seems to have bypassed the traditional Hollywood machine entirely. In a world where the music industry is often criticized for manufactured stars and heavily edited vocals, Lucy Thomas has emerged as a symbol of perfection. But is what we're hearing a natural phenomenon? Or is there a strategic brilliance operating behind the scenes that the public wasn't meant to see? From a shocking early career rejection to rumors of a calculated image overhaul, we're breaking down the untold story of the voice that has captured over 1 billion views. We begin in 2018, at the center of a decision that continues to haunt British reality television. When a 14-year-old Lucy Thomas stepped onto the stage of The Voice Kids, she was immediately labeled a frontrunner. However, the narrative took a sharp turn when she was eliminated in the semifinals, a move that sent shockwaves through the fandom and led to accusations that the show's producers had fundamentally missed the biggest star of the decade. From a reporter's perspective, this wasn't just a loss, it was a catalyst. Industry insiders often speculate that being let go was the best thing that ever happened to her career, allowing her to avoid the restrictive, often soul-crushing contracts that usually bind reality show winners. But questions remain. Was her exit a result of a lack of marketability at the time, or did her team realize early on that she didn't need the show's validation to build an empire? The fallout of this failure laid the groundwork for a massive independent comeback that defied every rule in the industry handbook. But while the cameras stopped rolling for the network, the real story was just beginning in the shadows of an independent studio. While her peers were chasing deals with global giants like Sony or Universal, Lucy Thomas took a path that baffled industry analysts. She signed with Cavendish Records, a boutique label that operates far away from the bright lights of London or Los Angeles. This decision has sparked years of speculation regarding who is actually pulling the strings. In a news-style investigation into her business model, it's clear that this was a masterclass in creative control. By staying small, she avoided the typical image consultants, who often force young stars into controversial, rebellious phases. However, rumors have surfaced suggesting that this independence came with a price: a lack of mainstream radio play and exclusion from major award circuits. Is she a pioneer for independent artists, or is she being kept in a protective bubble that prevents her from reaching her true potential? The mystery of why a talent of this caliber would stay with a niche label continues to fuel debate among fans and critics alike. Yet, this bubble was about to be threatened by a new kind of scrutiny, one that focused not on her business, but on the very sound of her voice. As we move into 2024 and 2025, a new controversy has emerged that challenges the purest voice narrative. With the rise of advanced audio technology, some vocal analysts began raising eyebrows at Lucy's studio recordings. The primary question: is it possible for any human to be this technically flawless? Accusations surfaced on various digital platforms claiming that her team might be utilizing high-end, spectral editing, or even AI vocal enhancement to achieve that signature, angelic shimmer. While there is no concrete evidence of cheating, the debate has divided the music community. Is she simply a once-in-a-century technical genius, or is the Lucy Thomas sound a product of the most sophisticated post-production in the world? Critics argue that her live performances prove her talent, yet the robotic perfection label continues to stick in certain circles. It's a classic case of a performer being so good that the public begins to doubt their humanity. But as the debate over her studio sound raged on, Lucy was preparing to prove herself in a venue where there are no do-overs or edit buttons. The transition from a recording artist to a stage actress is a path littered with failures, and when Lucy was announced for the lead role in the West End production of Rosie, the theater elite were reportedly less than welcoming. Sources close to the production whispered about a YouTube star taking a role from seasoned stage veterans. This move was seen as a massive gamble. If she failed, The perfect image she had built for years would crumble in front of a live audience and harsh critics. The pressure was intense, with rumors circulating that her rehearsals were under extreme scrutiny. The narrative of the untrained outsider versus the theater establishment became a central theme of her 2024 career arc. Yet the opening night reviews were nothing short of a revelation. She didn't just meet the standard, she redefined it. This success, however, hasn't silenced the rumors of her being difficult or demanding regarding her creative vision. As she conquered the stage, the focus shifted back to her home life, where a new figure was beginning to emerge in her shadow. In the world of professional music, family dynamics are rarely simple, and the rise of Lucy's younger sister, Martha, has become a focal point for fan speculation. As Martha began appearing in high-profile duets, the public started to wonder, is this a supportive partnership, or is a succession story unfolding? From an investigative standpoint, the Thomas brand is clearly expanding, but history is full of sibling rivalries that have torn apart successful acts. Observers have noted that Martha's vocal style is becoming increasingly similar to Lucy, leading to whispers that the younger sister is being groomed to take over the mantle should Lucy ever decide to step away from the spotlight. While the sisters present a united front, the industry is watching closely for any signs of friction. Is the world big enough for two Thomas superstars, or will the pressure of competition eventually create a rift in the industry's most perfect family? This internal dynamic adds a layer of mystery to her upcoming tour, as fans look for any hint of tension behind the harmonies. As we look toward the current year, 2026, the biggest story in the Lucy Thomas camp is the Reinvention rumor. With her latest releases, there is a visible shift away from the theatrical and classical roots toward a more mainstream pop aesthetic. Insiders suggest that a major image pivot is underway, designed to capture a younger, more global audience. This has led to concerns among her core fanbase that she might abandon the purity that made her famous in exchange for a more commercialized persona. Rumors of a new creative team being brought in to modernize her look and sound have been circulating for months. Is this a natural evolution of a young woman finding her voice, or is it a desperate attempt to stay relevant in a fast-changing market? The stakes for her 2026 European tour are massive. It will either solidify her as a global pop icon or serve as a reminder of what happens when a pure brand tries to go commercial. Lucy Thomas remains one of the most fascinating enigmas in modern media. Whether she is the last bastion of vocal purity or a brilliantly managed independent brand, her impact on the industry is undeniable. As she moves into this next chapter, the world will be watching to see if the angel can survive the transition into a pop culture titan. What do you think? Is she the real deal, or is the perfect image starting to show its first cracks? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and stay tuned as we continue to follow this evolving story.